my computer so that we can share that with other people that are not on the call. So welcome everybody. My name is Gordon Wilkie and I'm a Presidential Marketing Director with the Juice Plus company. And here we are on our regular monthly business opportunity meeting. And what we're going to do, just explain to people, we're going to have a very short slide presentation, just giving a little bit overview about the company and a little bit about the products. But the real thing about our business is about the people, and it's about the relationships we build. And really, we're going to kind of spend a bit of time just introducing some of the people, the real life stories in terms of how they're making the business work. So before I share my screen, I'll just tell you my story. I've been involved with the company now for I'm in my 27th year. Wow. So man and boy, in terms of the business itself, background was that of accountancy. I was introduced to by an accountant friend of mine, came along, and I was open-minded to the products, but what really grasped me was the business model behind the company and how we moved our products into the marketplace. And what I saw was a way of actually working 3 to 5 years and building effectively a team that would actually kind of move products into the marketplace and to build a passive income and get paid residually for the rest of my life. And that was my kind of first thought when I kind of came away from the meeting. So 6 years later, I'm glad to say that here I am based down in Portugal and, still getting paid on a regular basis. And in fact, I got paid last month from 24 of the 27 different countries that Juice Plus operate in. So we're living testimony that this does work. I run this alongside my wife, Michelle, who is a national marketing director in her own right. And we have 2 businesses that we run side by side effectively. And we're excited. We've got a lot of good people coming through, and without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to pass over to one of these people, and let me just kind of do this quickly. Oops. Okay, Howard.
Ready when you are.
There we go. How's that?
Thanks very much. Thanks, Gordon. And I'd just like to extend my own welcome to everybody on the call this evening, particularly those who are joining us for the first time. So a little bit about me. I'm a sales coordinator within the Juice Plus business. I first came across it almost around the same time that Gordon did, just a few months afterwards. The timing wasn't quite right for me at that stage. I'd had a major job change and I was traveling a great deal and chose not to get involved to any great extent at that stage. But as luck would have it, an old friend of mine who I hadn't heard from for about 15 years, got in touch with me around the end of 2013. And the timing was far more appropriate for a number of reasons. First of all, the products, I didn't need to be reconvinced about those. But I was interested because I had started a training program for a major cycling event, and I knew that the quality of the products would underpin the training that I was going to have to be undergoing. Over and above that, my main business at that stage, I'd come out of the corporate world and I was working for myself as a wine importer. That had become increasingly difficult, and I realized I needed a plan B. And so I took a closer look at the business, and I realized that with the mass marketing potential and the timing being absolutely perfect, I just had to be involved. I really, really didn't want to miss out a second time. So I got stuck in about 4 years ago, and I'm building a team and developing a business which, as Gordon has already said, is going to pay me a residual income. And that is something that I'm really, really very excited about. But the cornerstone of our business are the products, and also the business behind it, and also the company itself. And I'm going to give you a brief overview on each of those things. So we really offer what we like to term a virtual franchise, in so much that we have something that is very, very low cost to actually get involved and has been established a long time. And that's underlined by the history of this particular company. Founded nearly 50 years ago, we'll be chalking up a half century of trading in just a couple of years' time. In Memphis, in Tennessee, the person that founded the company, Jay Martin, is the president to this day, and it's basically something that he started and has been able to pioneer different product areas pioneering initially smoke detection, then involved in environmental products, and more latterly involving nutrition. And that is where the company's main focus is. It's an expanding company, well over $13 billion now. And in fact, last year was the most successful in the company's trading history, over $800 million. And we're confident that by 2020, the Juice Plus company will be a $1 billion a year company. So moving on. How do we basically make money? There are essentially four areas. The first of which is to generate happy customers ourselves. And we do that not by selling. We simply share our story with people. We share the belief that we have, and we share the benefits that we derive with people that we know and people we come into contact with. And as such, those people, there'll be some people who wish to actually join you on, if you like, the Juice Plus journey. And they in turn will recommend people who will recommend people to you. You will receive referrals, and from that you can obviously make a retail profit. And some people are really quite happy developing a retail customer base, which can pay a very decent secondary income. Over and above that, to access the larger sums of money that are available through this business, you need to build a team, and that is basically sharing or basically helping, training, and encouraging other people who see what you do. They see the opportunity to develop possibly a secondary income, which could develop over time. And as such, you are paid basically a royalty by the company, because they recognize that they would not have had those sales channels, those sales outlets, without you instigating the process in the first part. So you're paid a royalty or networking commission. And our job thereafter is to help, as I say, train and encourage other people to do exactly that, to share the products, share your story, and share the business opportunity. And you can be paid a business bonus on top of that. The products themselves, they are the cornerstone to this business. They have been around a quarter of a century now, 1993. So we have not only longevity, but science also backs it. Now, 38 clinical and scientific studies underlining the efficacy of the products that we have. A number of you may have seen these already. But those of you who are less familiar, right in the center, those plastic pots there that you see, they were the first products that were released, the Juice Plus capsules. You have fruit, vegetables, and now berries, 29 different fruit, vegetables, and berries, all in a capsule, which go directly. Somebody can actually mute themselves. I'm getting an awful lot of noise in the background. Thank you. Basically, 29 fruits, vegetables, and berries, all in a capsule. You wash it down with a big glass of water, going directly into your bloodstream every day. Because it's a natural product, the body recognizes it, and 98% of what you're consuming goes into your bloodstream, unlike some of the synthesized, isolated supplements that are available. To the left, the pouches there, those are chewable products, which are, again, infused with the Juice Plus powders, and those are suitable for younger children. And indeed, these are actually given away to children for free through the Children's Health Study. If you're not familiar with that, please get back to the person who actually introduced you to, or who invited you to this call. On the right-hand side, the Juice Plus Complete range are a series of plant-based protein shakes, milkshakes, or which can be dissolved in milk or water, and make delicious smoothies. The limit is your imagination. They're incredibly versatile, originally designed with athletes in mind, but because there are also applications in terms of a meal replacement, you have the bars at the front there, and also a soup, which is very popular in the wintertime. So that's the product overview. The products, like I say, really are the cornerstone of what we do, but also vitally important are the people behind it as well. So we can move on to the next slide.
I would love to.
In your own time. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. Okay.
Here we go. We're halfway there. There you go. Some real life stories. They are, like I say, cornerstone of what we do, but the people behind it, they are equally important. So I'm going to hand over back to Gordon, who's going to introduce you to people who are working this business and also enjoying success with the products.
Okay, thank you very much, Howard, and thank you very much for that very explicit overview, and well done for that. So, yeah, our business is about the real life stories and introducing real life people. So what I'd like to do is just introduce you to a few people that are kind of on their journey, as well as Howard and myself. And Dushi, perhaps you could maybe start and just tell us a little bit about your product story and how you got involved in the business, and what's happening with you in terms of the Juice Plus opportunity.
Yeah, sure. So I found out about the products on a health food course, and I was always skeptical about synthetic supplements. So I was surprised to be told about a supplement on the health food course. It was all about raw food and green juices and things like that. And then when I heard it was about whole food nutrition in a capsule, it sounded like the best invention ever, because juicing takes a long time and cleaning and everything takes ages. And I was only getting 5 greens in my smoothie with juice before, and this was a variety of 30 every day, so it was really easy, really affordable, just great. And then I joined the business basically to make commission from what I was selling to my family, essentially. And I love the people, so I used to go to the conferences and everything, and I just really loved that, but I wasn't really working the business. And then I saw the potential, and last year I quit my job to focus on this full time, had a bit of a career break, and I just wanted to be around these kinds of people, all like-hearted, everybody serving, everybody caring about everyone. Really, I just love the people, and being able to help people and get paid to do it is just like the dream job for me. So that's my story.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Dushi. And that's a very interesting overview in terms of how you've kind of brought yourself to doing Juice Plus full time. I remember I kind of joined almost immediately as a full time kind of person. And yeah, well, I wish you great success on that. Husband and wife couples, I know that it's always a good thing to have a husband and wife couple, because of Michelle and I being a husband and wife couple effectively. And I think we've got Catalina and Giuseppe on the kind of call.
Yes, I'm here. I don't know if Giuseppe managed to join in. He was dropping the girls to an after-school club, and he was going to try to join in. I don't know.
Well, you have to be flexible when you're kind of in a partnership, haven't you?
Yes.
So, Catalina, tell us a little bit about your story and how you got involved, and what's happened to you since you started, and obviously Giuseppe as well.
Yes, well, actually, I met Dan online. And
this was the person that introduced you to it.
Yeah. Yes, because I work in the Zumba world, and I love organizing events, and he helped a friend of mine with a flash mob in Dubai, and I reached out to say thank you, and we ended up meeting a month later in Bournemouth, but we were very skeptical. We are extremely healthy at home, and we have never tried supplements in our lives. So we were really skeptical, and we turned away the opportunity. But then my husband said, well, actually, let's look at the research. And I wanted to look more into the company and the business plan, because to be honest with you, we were really looking for a pension plan. Like, okay, what's going to happen in 3 or 4 years? And we love traveling. We love working with people. That's what we've been doing all our lives. But when we don't have an event, when we don't teach classes, we don't have an income. We've worked from home always. So we had those big questions about the future. And during like 3 weeks, my husband really researched about the quality of the products, and I was looking into the company, and we thought, I think this is what we've been looking for. So we joined in, and we said, okay, let's try just the minimum, just to see how it's going to work with us before introducing the products to our family. We are also foster parents, so we are very careful with the children. And we started with the fruits and vegetables, and we loved them. After, I think, 3 or 4 weeks, we bought the whole range of products, and we had all the family involved. Our little foster children at that time, 4 and 5 years old, they were not used to fruits or vegetables. They couldn't stand their smell, the texture. So we started with the chewables, and in a month, they were just asking for fruits and vegetables.
Oh, wow.
And it was amazing. So they dropped the sweets completely. It was unbelievable how their gut was like asking for those sort of nutrients.
Yeah.
Giuseppe was suffering from a very bad back pain because of all the capoeira and all the activities he does, and he's not 20 years old anymore. And after being in the products for maybe a month, no more back pain at all. So we are in love with the products, and we cannot live without them. Actually, we've been in crisis when the berries finished, because we have 2 child health studies at home. We have 2 daughters, and that means that we have less berry blend capsules at home. So when they finish, it's like a crisis. And our goal was basically to blend our lifestyle into our business, and Juice Plus helps us to do that. We've been giving advice to all our clients for many years without getting any sort of, like financial reward. Yes. And this company is giving us the opportunity of really create repeatable income.
Yeah.
And believe that what we are doing is something that is valuable for our clients, but also for us financially.
Yeah. Fantastic. And you made the point there about the Children's Health Study, and how that that really is something that's very important. And Juice Plus, for a company to give their products away for free in terms of the Children's Health Study for a minimum of a year and a maximum of 4 years is just phenomenal. Yeah. And I always kind of think it's one of the best products that we have and we can share with people. So I think we've got time for one more. Is Aviva, are you on the call, Aviva?
Definitely.
Oh, great. Okay. So perhaps, Aviva, I know you've just kind of come back in, so perhaps you could just share your story as well? Aviva? Where are you? Can't hear you.
Hello?
Fine, go ahead.
Okay, brilliant.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay.
All right, just got home from teaching my yoga class, so I threw them all out the door. So basically, I came across the products within a yoga class where friends of mine were telling me about this product that they were taking and how they felt on it, and suggested that I speak to Michelle, who is now my mentor. And Michelle came and spoke to me and actually asked about the nutrition for my daughters. And at the time, I had a 15-year-old who was a really, really picky eater and barely ate any fruit and vegetables, even though she was also a vegetarian. And then explained to me that Corinne, my 15-year-old, could get this product for free, and that they were not isolated vitamins. It was actually fruit and veg within the capsule, and she could get the variety of 17 different types every day for free. I thought, this is exactly what we need. It's a complete no-brainer. I'm happy to try the product, get them free for Corinne. And, it took some while before I actually noticed any difference. And for me, it was sort of looking back about 8 months in that I thought, oh, hang on a minute, I haven't had a cold for a long time. I'm also a school teacher. I work with kids with special needs, so I'm in constant contact with children with all sorts of, different germs, and I was literally getting colds about every 4 to 6 weeks. So for me to look back and suddenly realize, oh, hang on a minute, I've had this period of time with no colds, literally makes such for me, so that I don't have a child into the room and they're all nibbly, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness. I actually had a 2-year period. This doesn't mean you're never going to get ill. I have since had colds, but the difference in my immunity is incredible. I joined the business a long time after taking the products. It was, once I started telling people about it, and I thought I could actually be involved. And for me, I just think the business is really great in terms of running it alongside my other work. So it's my third job. Some weeks I do lots with it, some weeks I don't, and it's very much based around my children. So although they're much older, you know, it doesn't no longer need you. They like me to be around when they're home from uni. So, you know, it's pretty perfect for us.
Yeah, great. Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Aviva, and thank you to everybody that shared their stories, this evening. And we're all different. We've all got different stories, and we've all got different reasons. But there's a commonality that kind of does come through these stories, and working together is something that we all like to do, and we come together, in various guises, etc. We've just finished a conference in Birmingham, and we've got another one to look forward to. In fact, our next training day is on the 17th of June at Buckinghamshire Golf Club. And we're going to be doing that along with Nick Olson and Jeff Montague Smith's team. So that will be very interesting. And if you'd like to find out some more, then that is something that people can come along to. So let's just finish this off. And if I can hand back to Howard. Are you still there, Howard?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. So if we just pull up this last slide for you. There we go. Let's see if we can get this one.
Next one. Thank you. So, I mean, I don't know if any of you are like I was when I first saw this. I'd received a lot of information condensed into a very short period of time, and I was a little bit confused. And then I was reminded about what's probably this country's greatest entrepreneur, the serial entrepreneur, Sir Richard Branson, said. Basically, if somebody offers you an amazing opportunity, but you're not sure you can actually do it, say yes and then learn how to do it later. I mean, the alternative is, yes, you might find another company one day that's been trading for 50 years and has pioneered all sorts of amazing products, is in the right place at the right time over and over again, has that track record. But I ask you, can you afford to take that chance? The opportunity's here, guys. Do what Sir Richard says. Best decision I ever made. It's an exciting one for anybody here. Thank you.
Okay, Howard, so brilliant. So really, just literally last slide, finishing up. For those people that are on the call and looking at this for the first time, perhaps you really want to ask yourself, a few questions. And first one, have you seen something that is enough to get you excited and perhaps even join today? And if that's the case, would you like to perhaps have a mentoring call to help you get started in the right direction? And this is the interesting thing about our business. You're in business for yourself, but you're never by yourself. And there's always people here to actually help and support and get you started in the right direction. And that's very important. And, interesting, who do I know who maybe would be interested in joining the team? Because it is about a team. It is about building this along with the people that you want to share and you look after. And ours is about inspiring healthy living around the world. And the more that you do this and share this opportunity with people, then the more that you'll start to build a team and build a customer base. And really, it is a journey, and it's about, building a healthy lifestyle and really moving forward and building that wealth. And, whether it's on a part-time basis or a full-time basis, and we all start off perhaps on a part-time basis, but really you can transpose that into a full-time reality and a lifestyle, as Catalina says, that goes alongside what you do. So I thank you all very much for joining the call tonight. I hope you found something there of interest. I'll put the recording up on the various platforms later on this evening. And all that remains for me to say is thank you very much again for coming on the call. And I hope you have a lovely evening. Goodbye.
Thanks, Gordon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.